Hey friends, and welcome back to this Fretted Friday. And today we've got this nasty old Fake D45 out again, and we asked the question, was I wrong about the bellying bow? So a few weeks ago I did a video on this guitar, this Chinese Fake Martin, and the reason I did so was because I have noticed that over time the action on this guitar has become utterly unplayable. I don't know if this camera's going to focus on it. I'll bring it back here a touch. As you can see, it's very high, but I thought it was because the top was bellying, and if you look at it, there is a very slight belly in the top. But then I checked the relief, and it's not going to show you on this camera, but there has got to be, when I fret out, about 3 mil in the middle of the neck. So very quickly I've ascertained that I think that this neck has just pulled forward and got way too much relief in it. Now, I wouldn't recommend doing this with any Martin guitar or with any seriously costly guitar, but seeing as this is just a fake Chinese knockoff, I'm going to try and pull the neck back using the truss rod. We may have dramas ahead today. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop the Allen wrench in. First thing I need to do is to loosen it right off to the middle position and get it to go back the other way. I'm not even bothering to loosen off the strings here. I'm just going to literally take this truss rod back. Let's have a quick look. That's going the right way. No nasty cracks and creaks yet, he says as he starts to hear the first cracks and creaks. So I've given this probably a good 2 turns, and guess what? The action is going down already. This truss rod is quite tight now though, and I'm just going to take it back just a little further if I can. It's really not liking it. That's very stiff, and there we go, a little crack sound which says to me definitely want to stop now. Unbelievably, look at the action on that now. And I think you'll see that, in fact, the entire problem with this has been settlement over the period of 5 years that I've had this, and the action on this guitar has now come down to what I would consider almost optimal playing. I am going to give it just a little bit more of a turn.
Don't do it.
I'm going to try my luck.
Don't do it.
Because I think it was slightly lower than this when I got it.
Don't do it.
And now that that's had chance to settle for a couple of minutes, I'm just going to see if we can't get just a little bit more of a turn out of it without cracking anything.
Oh dear, we are in trouble.
Did manage to get a little bit there. That's very tight. I don't want to risk it any further, because as much as this is a Chinese fake, I really don't want to just damage the guitar, and it looks to me like it's going to be playable again. So I'm a little bit embarrassed that I didn't think of looking at the neck relief first, and I broke my own cardinal rule, because the very first thing you always do is just check the relief, and it would have told me straight away that that's where my problem lay. Although it was a bit of a red herring, because there's definite arch to the top of this guitar, but you have to look really, really close along the edge to see it. And so I do believe that's contributing, but it's certainly not the main cause. So a little bit of red face embarrassment for me today, but I'm glad I've got this playing again. One of the things, if you do attempt anything like this at all, is that I've been really, really extreme with the adjustment today, and you have to be very, very careful, because it's so easy to crack a fingerboard off or to get problems with the neck if you over tighten or over loosen a two-way truss rod. And it's really important to do it little increments at a time and then leave the instrument to settle. And I've given this a really, really big tighten, and I'm thinking that in a day or two, it's very likely that I'll just need to take a little bit of that tension back off again, because it could go too far and could end up buzzing. So if you do try anything like this, please just let the instrument settle. Usually I recommend only a maximum turn of a quarter turn at a time, then tune it back to concert pitch. Wait a little while if you can, play it. That's the main thing, play the instrument. The instrument, if it's not played, then it will settle and it will move. And in fact, when you play, you do naturally encourage that. So every time you change the strings, it's worth just checking that there you go, already. This neck needs a bit more relief in it, because it's not, in fact, it's overcompensated already, and that's within an hour of tightening this up. I did let it settle before I made the playing demo, and it didn't seem too bad at the time, but now I can see that I've probably taken too much relief out of this neck, and it just needs a little bit put back into it. Very easy again, the same with the acoustic as it is with the electric, to check the relief in the neck, and you can do it yourselves. You don't need a straight edge or any feeler gauges. Just fret out the first and last, and you should be able to get the string to ring. If you can't, and like this, now that I've over tightened it, it just frets out on the rest of the frets, that means you've gone too far and you've given your neck a bit of a back bow. So I'm going to let a little bit of relief out on this, and then we should be all good to go. So there we have it. I hope that my lesson learned has been a lesson that you'll learn vicariously through me and won't have to make the same mistake. Always, always check the relief in the neck. Tune to pitch, that old adage that Ron Thorne from Fender, the master builder, gave us. It's train. So tune, check the rod and the relief, check the action, and then check the intonation, and you're good to go on any guitar. So I just missed out the R. I went straight to the A, wondering why the action was so high, and immediately attributed it to the bellying on the body, which it wasn't. Lesson learned. Give me, as always, your comments down below. I'm really interested to see what you think about this, and how silly I was for not thinking about the truss rod earlier, because it just looked to me like the top of this was really bellied, and I was just about to throw this guitar away because I didn't think it was an economic repair to put the belly adjuster into it, and particularly for what it is in terms of it being a fake. I didn't really want to buy it in the first place, and I certainly didn't want to spend good money after bad doing it up, but it looks to me like I might have fixed it. Hope you've enjoyed this either way. If you have, give me a like and a thumbs up. Best way you can help this channel is to share my videos. And if you haven't already, can't hurt to subscribe. I make videos pretty much every Tuesday and Fretted Friday, and I'll be back with another Fretted Friday and a Gear Tuesday very, very soon. In the meantime, have a great weekend, and as always, my friends, take really good care.